We had to dig into the archives of our photos for this one, so stay tuned.
Today we're going to publish a video that we shot last year on a trip that we took to the mountains on the mainland, on Alouette Mountain on the mainland. It was quite an adventure, and we were too ashamed to publish it. You'll see it towards the middle of the video why we were so
reluctant.
Reluctant.
I don't know about ashamed. I think we were in shock for one thing, and then you know how life goes on. The incident happened, and we promptly, kept videoing other things in our garden, etc. Busy life, and recently digging back in to see why we're really not posting. Not very often. We're trying. This will be 3 weeks in a row, once a week. So this is just a little introduction, and it was a real wonderful lesson we learned in this little incident. So
we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Bye for now. We're heading up to the West Canyon Trailhead parking lot. We'll go over and look at the map there, but we go right in, right there. West Canyon Trail. Can we still squeeze in there? Yes, we can. Well, let's do that one. This will stay shady. Okay, let's leash up that puppy dog and go hiking. Woohoo! We are at the entry to our hike, reading the signs. We're not likely backpack campers, but it's always good to know, and you always want to know your markers and where you're going. So carefully read all the signs, especially to obey the rules of a park, because they're a real privilege to have these beautiful parks. British Columbia does a wonderful job of providing us with parks.
You have a bird? Did you find someone?
No, I just love trees. I'm silly enough to photograph trees blowing in the breeze.
This is Ruth on the hiking trail. I said, this is Ruth on the hiking trail. I'm pulling the dog along.
Go, Patty, go. That's the dog guide. Guide. Patty? Patty? Are we hiking? So much to sniff. Video of a videographer. The famous Mr. Zippster rides again, walks again.
Yeah.
There's others down below, further down. There's forests that are you're just walking in the grove of. So impressed with the maintenance of this park and the facilities. It's awesome. everything gushes through. The snow melts through here. Patty wouldn't walk across that. Ever. Whoa, right off the mountain, because of course it can't soak into the ground by this rock mountain over here. That's all rock under the fern, so it just rips through here, through the granite boulders and takes them down. Wow, I'd love to come up here in the wetter weather and see the creeks. Look at this awesome boulder here. Wow, that is cool. Bedrock, or whatever they call that. What's that? Shortcut? Can we do that one? Steep. That's really steep. We cut off a little of this switchback here. Last time I've done this big of hikes is doing Bertha Falls or Bertha Lake. Way past Bertha Falls and up the mountain. Here comes another massive rock. Oh, look at the size of that birdhouse. Whoa, I think an owl lives in that one. That is some big bird. Do owls make squirrels? It's really our last kilometer. These orange things mark the trail. And there's no number on that. There's just a nail. And the other ones had G for Gold Stream, and they had numbers. We passed the number 6 a long time ago. We could have done this little shortcut here, love. Look at that one. But it is nice to do the switchbacks. Okay. I'm going to take our viewers on the last little... Yeah. Hey, Patty. Are you panting? Oh, we didn't bring water for Patty. We better hit the creek. We're trying to go to the Alouette Creek viewpoint, and I'm hoping it's coming up very soon. Apparently it's 1.2 or a little more, maybe 1.5 kilometer.
1.5 miles.
Miles, yeah, no, 2.3
kilometers.
2.3 kilometers. Whoops. So we just came up from down there, and down there, and down there, and down there. Phew. There's Alouette Lake shimmering in the distance. Right. Can't do that. Right there. There's the lake. Beautiful. And we are up here. Way up here. There's the Zippster. Listen to the kingfisher. They laugh. They cackle. Oh, we don't know where the trail goes. Do you see any red diamonds? Nope. Oh, I'm glad I have my poles. Okay, let's try this. I think somebody made this kind of less steep way up there. We haven't found the official viewpoint. Oh, it just doubles back. Oh, well. Oh, this must be Alouette right there. See that? A mountain right there, because Alouette Lake is right below it, and it's the kind of pointed one in the group. Nice. Well, we'll go over there and decide if we're going to try and do that steep part. There's where we just came from. That trail there went like that, like that. It got really steep right there. And there's Paul and the puppy. And we're still looking for the viewpoint, but get a load of this. Oh, Patty, look what we have to get down here. Between a tree and a cliff. And there's our trail. Right there. Okay, Patty. Oh, so honey, you go in front of me.
Yeah.
I'll take my poles. Hang on the wall when you get a little lower. Well, as they say, hindsight is 20/20 vision. So as we look at these clips from a year ago, it's easy to see where the fatal mistake was in what's about to happen, because right as you come into the next clip, watch carefully and you'll see that this hiker's legs were like jelly. We'd been doing a solid uphill hike for I don't know how long, not sure what time in the morning we left, but I can see in this video that the mister's legs were shaking, and we should have stopped and taken a break. We had earlier, but we were thirsty, hot, and tired by this time. And what you're about to see is the consequences of having not at the side,
hiked,
on the inside against the cliff.
Prudently for people in their
Good boy.
mid-70s.
Keep going, Patty. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Patty squeeze in between. It's funny how these trees survive with their roots all exposed, but we get so much water from the creek. There's some handholds on the cliffside here. Do you want to do that one, honey, or not? Pardon? Yeah, we didn't carry water for Patty. Can you get onto the root there, Paul? Can you get onto the tree root?
Yeah.
Oh, no, get it, when you want it straight down. Oh, no, I meant on the root, but your foot parallel to the root. Slide your bum forward a bit. Golly! Paul. Are you okay, honey?
Yep.
You sure?
Sure. Yep, positive.
Your leg, you don't think you bruised your bone on your leg or anything? Oh, that was terrible.
So as we sat on the rocks in the creek, that very creek that Paul had fallen into, fortunately, where he fell, it was already dried up, and bathed his sore leg, we watched a couple emerge from a little down the creek and realized,
oh, look, there's an easier way down there.
What we could have done instead of what we did do.
Wow. We didn't see that. Look, there's a safer, easier way. Oh, good for them. We didn't even see that easy route. Oh, how silly. Fungus, what a funny looking, that one's ugly compared to the other ones we saw. Look at the roots of this cedar. Wow. Paul, you're a little tiny ant against these massive. Look at you. Look at the beautiful exposed roots on here. These trees are some tough. Look at that, because the trail goes. What's that?
Growing out of that one there.
This cedar is growing. Oh, an old one that burnt, eh? See there's a forest fire up here at one time. And logging, or is this just windfalls, I think? This is too high on the mountain to be. Could be now in the helicopter logging days. guess you get an unobstructed view from right down. Should I go down there and take a picture? Exercise great caution.
So now we've seen the view from the lookout, it's time to turn around and go back where we came from. Well, very shortly we were right here at the creek where Paul fell. And just up above it was a beautiful waterfall with some little mini glaciers. Still hadn't melted by the end of June. And the reason we had gone to this was to get this fresh water because we had forgotten to bring any water.
Should we sit and put our food in that water? I would like to. Look at this, Daddy. See, it has to have the square in there, and then watch.
Look carefully up in the upper right, to the right of the waterfall. There's a little mini glacier, snow at the end of June.
Oh, we're right underneath this massive cliff. Oh. Look at that rock jutting out up there and the trees growing out of it. I thought it was a tree stump. Oh, that's a petrified tree. Or is it just that it looks like a petrified tree? You're right underneath. You could camp under there in a storm. Build a fire. Like a little waterfall over there. Is this worth it?
Okay, well, we hope that you enjoyed, first of all, the beautiful trail that we traveled on, that seeing, especially if you're not from where you have these magnificent tall trees and water rushing down in creeks, even in midsummer. We really shot these clips to just to share how much we love our country here, British Columbia, and it's similar here where we live on the island to on the mainland. So
in thinking about this, especially after this little accident, we were just astounded that Paul didn't have any. He had scratches, and I'm sure they hurt. He's quite a tough guy. He never says a word about any physical. He's got a few of them on his body right now from the building he's doing. But we believe in angels. The Bible tells us about angels, and we really believe.
I believe in angels as well.
And especially, do you believe them in more than ever? No,
Yeah.
Because he literally landed in a dry creek bed full of great big rocks and boulders. It wasn't gravel. It was, and somehow his body just grooved like this, like in going in a cradle between the biggest and hardest rocks, and he didn't strike his head. So, we really believe that God was very merciful, and the angels really caught him. And in the videos, you can't see how far down that was and how steep. I was just in shock. I couldn't even respond, and I couldn't jump off after him. I would have had to carefully. I can't even remember getting down into where he was. But so we'd like to share a little bit of what just doing this today made us think of all these proverbs, like Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9 says, "The heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." Well, we planned our way, and I don't know if we stopped to pray before we went on that hike, but obviously it was a misstep, and yet he was safe. So. And then another one is Proverbs 16, verse 25, and it says, "There's a way that seems right." I think it says seems right to a man, but in the end is death. So thank God there was no death in the end of this. And then I really love this one. I'm sure you all know, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." And it's in Proverbs 22:3, it says, "The prudent sees danger and hides himself." And so one thing we learned from this is, you might be enthusiastic about things, but just check your enthusiasm long enough to make a really good plan, and especially about hiking. And here in British Columbia, we hear year after year about people that go up into these mountains and creeks and riverways, and some lose their life. So,
go ill-prepared.
Ill-prepared, which we didn't really prepare. We should have had water for the dog and water for us, and known a little more about the trail, or even, especially in this case, searched around where we thought we had to go between the tree and the rock and the cliff. I think we should have looked around, because people had kind of forged a new path which we weren't aware of. So we're sharing this first of all to encourage you, especially seniors or anybody, get outdoors and enjoy it, but don't just go glibly off like there's no danger. Go with care and always with a prayer, and then enjoy. Okay, well, thank you. Bye for now. Please like if you would kindly. It's quite a lot of work to make one of these, and it really helps us if we get it.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Bye.